name is Grymestone from the L.A.G Gamers, and I'm here to bring you ArcheAge again. Unfortunately, I was going to render the next episode in the series, and unfortunately the audio cut out, and it was severely desynced, and I couldn't really fix that. I tried, but then for some reason it just ended up cutting out about halfway through. I probably unplugged my microphone or something stupid like that. That just ruined the whole thing for me. I should have checked that, so unfortunately, that's the situation. It sucks. I'm sorry. But we pretty much lost that. Now, mind you, I only got to level 7, and that's pretty much just the MMO, first 10 levels in any MMO. Pretty straightforward. Aside from the fact that you do get your mount at that early of a stage, I think it's around level 5 or so, you get your mount at level 6 or 7. And that's when you have to grow your mount. And I'll go into that a little bit in this episode. So this episode instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up with my main character. As you can see, I have a level 22 here with 3 gold. Roughly 4, actually. And I'm going to start using this character for this series since, the other one's already lost and I already have this guy pretty far leveled up. And I can actually start showing you some of the more interesting things about this game. And we'll just pick up from here about halfway through the leveling. Level 50 is the cap. And that's when you reach end game. I'm not in a guild yet, but I'll try and join one that allows me to go to Aurora here, the continent. This is the player continent where you do your PvP. Right now, you can see I'm here. That's my farm, Liliet Hills in Nuya. I'm a Nuian, little human person, yes. So we'll just pick up with this character. Pretty much same play style. Less melee, however, though. I feel it's just as satisfying. I use a mix of archery and melee, and I like it. It's a nice little mix I have there. So I tell you what, we'll just jump right in here, and I'll show you some of the farming aspects that we have. So we'll get into the farming, and that is an interesting aspect of things like that. So we'll just cut to when this loading screen ends, as it can take a little while. Okay, so we're in game here, and this is my meager little farm. It's based around this little scarecrow, and the way farming in this game works is that on the map here, you'll see that there are little districts, and they'll have, like there, this plots are zoned for any type of house or field, so on and so forth. And wherever you see plots like that, or areas on the map like that, that is where players can place down either their houses or their farms. Now, there is a cost to putting them on this NPC continent you see here. The cost is a tax that the land will randomly collect on you. Well, not randomly, weekly. It's not random at all. It's every week. They will charge you a single gold coin or more, depending on what kind of field you have or how many fields you have in this land. And so you should at least be trying to make a profit out of these when you have them. And that is, I guess, the cost of keeping them safe inside the NPC continent. Because no one can destroy this. As you can see here, it is untouchable. You are unable to attack it, and you cannot destroy it. Whereas on the player continent, all the way out in Aurora here, you can lose items here and farms that you place here. They can be destroyed. I don't know how it works really, but I just know that it's more dangerous to put them there. At the same note, you can also go and just plant your plants anywhere in this world. The difference here being it's not protected. If you put your plants here, no one can take them. You put your plants anywhere else, somebody can just run up and steal them. And that is counted as stealing. And you can report somebody for a crime for that if you see their footprints on the ground, but that's not that common, really. I mean, once you realize that you're just going to lose it every time you have it, you tend to not do it, or you tend to hide it very well. So there are trees, as you can see here, that you can grow. You see these people have multiple different trees. Aspen trees are the ones you're going to probably use the most, if only because they yield the most wood in the least amount of time. So you can fit about 4 on your plot, and each one produces about 6 to 7 wood and grows in 10 hours. 10 hours is a long time, but what you do is you go and actually do the questing and the leveling and the PvP, and then you come back, and then you collect the wood, so after 10 hours. So you can leave this running and you don't have to manage it. So that's just kind of like this nice side thing that can keep you interested as you move along. You can even just log in once a day. Come on, plant your trees, chop down the old ones, sell the wood on the auction house, and there you go. As you can see, there are also regular seeds where you can grow corn, rye, wheat, strawberry, flowers, kelp, or things like that, gray wisp. I don't even know what that is, but it is expensive. Now, why would you ever want to grow any of this stuff? Well, that's where the crafting system comes into the game. Hello! And here are each of the different kind of professions they have. Printing, so you want to make paper, you want to make books. Alright, yeah, there we go. This is just for lore, so far as I can tell, and to make things look nice. That's printing. But masonry, for instance, stone, you'll need your bricks, things like that, and then decor, and things like that. These right here, other than the Hereafter Stone and the Rising Star Stone Pack, other than these, really, the big thing here is you're going to want the stone to build your walls and your houses. Now, how do you get houses and walls? Well, you have to purchase the designs. The designs come from Mirage Island, which is over here, Mirage Isle, my bad. You just kind of hop in through this portal, and it's a little buggy right now. It occasionally disconnects me, so I won't be going through it. But it's basically that place where you have your in-game shop and things like that, and you can earn in-game currency, which is the gold currency here, so far as I can tell. Maybe it's not, I don't know. But this is what you use to purchase house and workbench designs, is the gold Gilda stars, and then to purchase the ship and glider designs, you use Nuia's tears. Actually, I don't know, maybe the silver ones are the in-game currency? I don't know. And you'll have to purchase, because so far as I can tell, I only get these from quests. These, however, these Gilda stars, or coins, yeah, Gilda stars, I receive these quite often from trade routes, and that's the instant payment you can get Gilda stars, and these are kind of nice. Use those to purchase your house blueprints, and as you can see, I do have a blueprint. It is for a wagon. Why would I want a wagon? Well, you have to transport your trade goods to different locations. Trade goods being anything from well, I guess I can show you specialities. That would be under commerce. And we are Nuian, so we have Nuian specialities, and you have to go to certain places on the map to produce these. So if I have 100 strawberries in my inventory and a quality certificate, I can run all the way over to the Souls Reed Peninsula, which is over here. And I go to the fancy little farm place here. Somewhere in here, I can't remember where it is for the life of me. But in there's a workbench in a housing district, much like this one here. And it'll be a little setup, kind of like this here, where you have the merchants around, except there'll be a wagon, and in the wagon there's a workbench. And you go there, you produce your dram, and then you get a trade pack. Woohoo! Trade packs! Why do I want a trade pack? Well, you run your trade pack across the continent, essentially, to any other different province here that isn't Souls Reed. So I tend to sail all the way to 2 crowns because it measures distance, I believe, in the amount of territories in between it. And then if you go to the other continent, I mean, you get a ton more by just going all the way here to like Paramanor ruins and stuff like that. Though that is much more dangerous because anybody on this continent can kill you. And that is extremely dangerous because I actually got killed just going across this right here. From the Souls Reed to 2 crowns, I got killed there, and I lost a trade pack. And a trade pack, if you couldn't tell, I mean, strawberries here, alright, you need 100 strawberries. Strawberries take 4 hours to grow. I can fit roughly like 30 of these plants, and each one gives me 4 or 5 strawberries. And so it takes me, you know, a couple hours, at least like 2 of these batches to, you know, get enough in order to go and, I don't know, I can't fit 30 of these even. I can maybe fit like 10, 15, but, you know, and each one gives me 4 or 5, so, you know, it takes me roughly 2 batches of these, maybe 3 if I'm unlucky, to get enough strawberries to go. So that takes me about 8 hours to do. So I have all those strawberries, I made the trade pack, right? I took the time to go over there. The quality certificate is 50 silver coins, and then I have to run all the way over there, and they'll give me a gold coin, a couple gold coins even, or they'll give me multiple Gilda stars or a single Gilda star. Again, changes depending on the day and how far away you're going. And of course, each specialty good is worth more or less than others. So like Goose Down, for instance, this one is worth slightly more, as Goose Down is more expensive to produce. To produce Goose Down, you need the geese, you need the geese, and then you will need beans to feed the geese, so that way they can produce these. And so each one's worth more or less. I mean, this one's worth 2 gold, and that's just raw price. You go to the trader, and then here we go. Yellow stars will pay you immediately, but gold traders will send your payment in 22 hours with 5% interest. I don't really know what the deal is with that, but I'm not going to argue it. And then 2 crowns, you know, just depends on where you go and what you're making. Everything is different. Like, look, this is 6 gold, whereas if you come all the way to the strawberry, the most basic of packs, it is just, you know, a single gold coin. So that's the way the trade system works. Maybe one day I'll show you that. Actually, you know what? That's the topic of my machinima, so I'll show you that. But I would rather not show you that now, because then the video would be over, well, it'd be roughly an hour long of me literally just walking across the continent until I get to a location at which I can sell my products. So not necessarily something you all wish to see. Instead, let's just, well, you know what? Here, I'll show you also some of the carpentry here. Now, what I was showing you here with carpentry, things like that, this shows you everything you can make, but if I were to go to a carpentry station, for instance, rather than my O, which is just a menu that shows me everything I can possibly make, if I just go here, right, I'm not actually able to make everything. Notice there are only a few stats here I can make, things like that. Workstation, that's kind of nice. But, for instance, tables and chairs. I require the design to make these. And so that is something to keep in mind, that you're also going to need to pick up designs for some things. Hence why I have the design for my wagon. Now, again, back to why I wanted the wagon. Those trade packs, the wagon can carry 4, 5, 6, I don't know, it can carry multiple trade packs. Whereas I can only carry 1, and it actually goes in your character slot. Here. Equipping a wardrobe item right there. No. Ugh, my bad. Right there. Trade pack. And that slows you down significantly. You go very slow when you have a trade pack, and that is why it is incredibly dangerous to go around walking on a trade pack. Like, oh, I can just outrun them. No, when you ride them out, you go slow unless you have a donkey. Come on, donkey. So, this donkey will move quicker when I'm wearing a trade pack, and you can actually make him go 30% faster for a minute with certain things equipped to him. And of course, you can also give your mounts gear, so I gave him these little boots here, and they make him go a little bit faster. And that's nice, but the donkey is a pet that you get for doing the trade quests. And when you get this pet, you can, he basically allows you to move a lot quicker when you have trade packs. You'll notice I also took a different path with my skills on this character here. I went Songcraft. Why did I do Songcraft? Because quick step. It makes you move 16 to 24% faster. Wonderful when you're carrying trade packs, man. Let me tell you. You can just play that and you will move faster, and that is wonderful. Great buff there. Is that 16 to 24%. So, and you can run around with it, and you do move quicker, especially with the trade pack. And that's wonderful. So that was a little bit of the rundown, a little bit of the basics of how this whole system works here. And I will show you one of everything here. I'll take some beans, alright, and let's get a goose or two. Yeah, goose, and we'll grab a gosling, another goose. Purchase. Alright, so both of these require beans. I'm going to come over here to my little plot of land here, and I'll place down my beans, maybe a tree, yeah. Put a tree right there. Trees are big. Obviously, they're trees. And you can see inside this red dotted area here, this is where I can place my plants. And whenever I see a green indicator, it means I can put it down. And so we'll put all these here in this corner. And we'll put trees everywhere else. So, ducklings. There we go. I have my little duckling. Now, I'm only going to put one of these down because I should have feed already. Notice I have to feed him. If I do not feed him, he will not grow. And you see, he will live for 2 hours without feeding him any food, at which point he won't die, but you're going to need to give him extra food because he's going to be like a starving gosling, or maybe he will die. I'm not sure. But if you come over here, you'll notice these are hungry goose and hungry cow because they have not been fed in a very long time. And as such, they require an extra bean in order to keep them happy, or an extra hay bale, or whatever, it depends on the animal, in order to keep them happy and producing the goose down or the duck feathers or whatever the heck you happen to want them to produce. So, something to keep in mind. Also, all your mounts stay in your inventory, including your pets. So I have my little pet here that I got at level 15, a little fox. And I also have a Yatta that I grew here. You can purchase the Yatta as a mount. He's a little bit adorable. Hello there, Yatta. Look at him. He's like Flopsy. Hello, Flopsy. But you can get these guys from the stable hand, and then your horse is the first mount you're given if you are a Nuian. If not, then you get another different kind of mount. For each different race, I mean, elves get a deer, the cat people get a tiger, and so on and so forth. So, donkey. And horsey. Is that my horse or is that a donkey? That's the donkey. Where's my horse? Oh, there he is. Alright, there you go. Horse. And I have a brown lily horse, who I have equipped armor to because I can use this horse in combat, mounted defense, breakthrough, things like that. Alright. So that's that. As you walk around, you'll notice I have some random assortments of goods here. Mint, azaleas, cornflowers. I find stuff like this just lying around the environment. And the ores and things like that you find just lying around while you're questing. And by the way, best place to farm for ore, probably the construction zone in the Nuian zone. So far as I can tell, you'll find the construction zone. Actually, I believe it's in the Liliad Hills, isn't it? No, it's in Dewstone Plains. Down here, construction site. There we go. And you find a lot of iron ore there. I spent a little while farming. It took me about 30 minutes, and I got a stack 100 of iron ore, and that turned into 33 iron ingots, which I then spent producing something else. I can't quite remember, but I did that. So it's a bit tedious getting that stone and getting the iron ore, things like that. Sucks, but hey. Much easier just to grow logs, things like that. Now, if you don't want to carry out your trade route, you can sell it to people who do. So I've been selling logs, so we'll just go to log, and you see stacks of 100 here sell for 4 and 4 gold, 74 silver, and these sell pretty much instantly because either everybody wants to make the trade pack, or everybody wants to build a boat or a house. Wood is used for everything. It is the universal trade good. My advice: produce trees because trees are great, and everybody buys them. I tried selling goose down once, and I had several failed sales as a result of that, and that cost me quite a bit of money. Oh, well, I don't have any anymore. I used to have those, but see here, I sold 100 logs, and that was within, like, maybe 10-15 minutes I sold those after listing them. So the market is fairly vibrant as far as I can tell. Also, iron ore, rather expensive, but is something that people also want. Or iron ingots, just kind of depends on the person. But those take a while to farm up, so they tend to be a little more expensive. But you'll need them to produce boats and ships. Boats and ships are produced at a dry dock, in which case that means you will need a plot of land, so you'll need to be in like a housing zone or something like that, in order to keep it protected, right? And that's the key here. You want to make it protected, in order to keep it protected, so that way you can place down your little, your dry dock, right? And to produce your dry dock, you need to bring a lumber pack over and an iron pack, which I don't know if it's 50 or 100 iron bars, but that kind of sucks. And then you require a few more of those and some linen and things like that, and voila, your boat gets produced at the dry dock. Now, of course, I need to water my plants, and you notice over there the bean seedlings, those require water. If you do not water them, they will still grow. They just take a lot longer, like a couple hours longer. So yeah, you kind of want to water these fellas. So here I can water them. I can also uproot them, but that tends to not be a good idea, not a very efficient thing to do. Is to uproot plants. It's better to just leave them once you found them. Unless, of course, they're out in the wilderness and they're not yours and you can't have them. If you do try and uproot them, if you're feeling particularly evil, you can try and uproot them, and occasionally you'll get the seed. Occasionally. Not too often. Oh, don't want to uproot it. Again, just want to water this. So, occasionally, you're going to want to be a little careful about that stuff. So this tells me how long it's protected, and so long as I keep paying my taxes, it'll keep opening. I can use permissions here. I can actually make this open to public, or I can prevent removal of decor, family, guild, and all that stuff. So you can fit 50 decor on here. You can boost it. I assume that's going to be part of the in-game thing, in-game currency trading. It's already implemented. Well, at least the button's there. It hasn't been implemented yet, but a little disconcerting, but I mean, I guess that's something. I'm a little worried, though. I mean, the labor points are there kind of to balance that. You can only use so many labor points, so even if you did spend money on this game to speed up your harvest, you can only do so much in a day, or you'll run out of labor points. So that's a little rundown of kind of how the farming system at my level works. I don't know how it works too well at the higher levels, and I don't know how it works, you know, maybe just a few levels from now, or in the water, things like that. I don't even have a house yet. But I wanted to give you all a quick rundown of kind of what I know that's a little bit interesting about this game so far. Something to note, actually, though, here. Pets. Pets are different from livestock. You actually have to grow your pets, other than this one you get for free. But, like my Yata, you have to place it down as an infant and take care of it. Now, mind you, this whole process only takes about a minute, but you also need a Vita seed, which is something that grows in, like, 10 seconds as well. But you grow the Vita seed plant. You get a little seed or fruit from it. You feed that to your little animal, and then you water it, you amuse it, and you kind of dance for it, things like that, and then it grows. And after about 5 minutes, you know, it's fully grown and problem solved. But I noticed that was a little interesting of a thing that they do there, is they have you actually, you know, raise your animal. And also, something to note, you can teleport around the world. In fact, everybody can teleport around the world. But in order to do so, you need to have your after stones, which you can craft. And these are teleport scrolls that you can just teleport around the world with. So every time you visit a place, you automatically get the waypoint, and you can teleport to it using one of these stones. You, of course, need stone to produce these. You need stone and a bit of moonlight dust, which you acquire from, I believe, these Luna drops here, Luna stones. If you disassemble those, if you go to the blacksmith, they have a little item you can disassemble those with, and you get random materials from. And one of those materials is the dust that you need to produce your hereafter stones, which allow you to teleport around the world. And another interesting thing, these portals last for a little while, and you can actually jump through anybody's portal. That's a Mirage Isle portal. But anybody's portal you can just jump through. Now, you don't necessarily right-click, you literally just jump on in, and it automatically teleports you. The only portal you have to right-click is the Mirage Isle portal. Can I actually take those? Can I steal those? Oh, I can. See, look at this owner. Look at Graph here. This guy has placed his mushrooms here, and I can steal them from him if I wish, because he did not protect them. And he's away right now, and he wouldn't even know. He wouldn't even know. But at the same time, that would leave footprints, and I would get increased criminal marks. Not something I would like to do. And I don't really know either how the criminal system works yet, since I am not a criminal. No. And I have not been called to jury, because I think you need to be a little bit higher level than I am to be called into the jury, or you need to be invited or something like that. I can't quite remember. And so, not there yet. Maybe one day I'll do a video on it. Actually, I'm sure I'll do a video on it at some point. But, oh, look at this. Somebody put a young apricot tree here. I'm not sure whether to take it or not. But I can take these lilies, things like that. So that's just a quick rundown of kind of how the game works right now in terms of the farming system. I hope you all enjoyed this little filler video. We'll go back to the series, I guess. I'll go to leveling in the next episode, things like that, and hopefully maybe show you some other interesting things about ArcheAge so far. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.